Hi, I'm Jess, and this is Jamie the Sim. Welcome to the channel. Hi everyone, I'm Jess, and welcome to my first build video ever. Now, I have been playing The Sims 3 since 2009. I've built a lot of houses. I built this house, well, I've started to build this house many times in particular, but I only recently discovered the joys of The Sims 3 on YouTube. So I thought, hey, I can do that. It is just recording what I was already doing. So, hey, welcome to the channel. Now, this house, this is a Queen Anne style house that I found a floor plan for a very, very long time ago. It's massive. I've never tried to, because I've never finished building it, I've never tried to actually play in it. I feel like it's probably actually too big for proper gameplay. But it's really pretty and it's really cute. And I thought if I'm going to make my first ever build video, why not, start with a bang. So this house, it is complicated. We had to use the constrained floor elevation mod. I also was having issues with my creator style because Sims 3 does have creator style. I had some bad custom content that was mucking it up. So I went through and deleted that, but to make this video, I started and stopped like 4 or 5 times before it actually, all came together. And when I say started and stopped, I had to stop because the game broke. So I had to completely restart all over again. The lot that I'm using for this build is in Hidden Springs. It's where the Vandenbergs live, the Vandenberg Castle. Hidden Springs, it is such a beautiful world full of some ugly, ugly builds. How do they make such a pretty, pretty world with such ugly houses in it? If you want more commentary on the ugliness of the EA builds, a YouTuber named Rakowski, who I really like, has a fantastic series of judging and rating all of the EA builds. I might link them down in the description below because I live for his judgments. It's hilarious and completely, completely accurate. So here I am just getting the floor plan sorted. Yes, this does seem to be coming together really quickly, but again, I've started to build this house several times and also had to do it like, 4 times in one night. So I have, because this is such a massive house, I am splitting this into several parts because otherwise this video will go for 400 years, which I don't want to do. Also, I'm not super great at landscaping. I'm really good at interiors. I'm really good at floor plans, but landscaping has never been one of my strong suits. So I am going to be trying to do some cool stuff with that, try and kind of, stretch myself a bit. Here we are using the constrained floor elevation tool, or the cheat, I should say, to get this attached garage. Normally when I built this house in the past, I've kind of just kept this as like an open carport because I just cannot be bothered with this cheat, honestly. Kind of does my head in. I have to kind of, every time I try to use it, I find I have to Google it and watch some tutorials before I do it. I don't do it enough to kind of know the process off the top of my head. I'm hoping to, like, I would like to get better at the landscaping and the terrain stuff because it's not something I've ever really had the kind of want to play around with too much. I kind of like to build and then just get into the game. But I do want to kind of play around with it a bit more. And especially with Life by You coming out in less than a month, I'm very keen to try the build tool in that as well. I'm keen to try that entire game, frankly. Just a quick little save right there. I could have edited that out, but I did not. So that's fine. Yeah, no, I've been saving a lot as I go because this game breaks so freaking often. Still, check me out for getting to turn the floor elevation off. But there we go, I fixed it. Also, that is not all of the items that I have. I own pretty much all of the store content by now. That's been, purchased over many years. I didn't kind of go and buy it all at once. But I had I'd kind of run the game without any custom content, which turns off everything from the store as well. In the next video, that will be turned back on and we'll change out those stairs, and we'll have a lot more in the catalogue to kind of choose from in terms of finding the items and stuff. And especially when we get to the interior, I will be using a lot of store content because some of my favorite stuff is in the store. But we're still just working out this floor plan. Obviously, the spacing is, it gets tricky translating the spacing from real floor plans into The Sims, because there's only so accurate you can be when you can't put walls on half tiles and things like that. But I think this has actually turned out pretty good. Obviously, it's massive. The house is massive, so the decoration on the interior is going to be super grand, super oversized. And then I don't know, maybe I will try and play an actual family there and see if it is, a playable lot. One of my favorite things is this kind of detached gazebo at the front. It's really, really pretty. The whole house is really, really pretty, actually. Like, I've tried to keep the look of it as close to the reference images as possible. We have, obviously, once we get to the roof, we've had to kind of make some adjustments because roofing in The Sims 3 is not the easiest thing to do. But I think it turned out quite well, actually. But that took many, many, many tries and many kind of plays around to get that to exactly what I wanted it to be. I've seen a lot of videos of builds in The Sims 4 where the roofing is so much more customizable. It looks a heck of a lot easier to work with than The Sims 3. But hey, who needs easy, right? I'm also very curious. I've been watching quite a few tutorials for Life by You because I am super excited for it. So I'm hoping that, we get some great customizable stuff. It looks really good, I'm not going to lie. I'm really looking forward to it. So there's... I'm going to change my mind on that one. I'm still, every time I kind of build this house, I do it slightly differently. The mansard roof, normally I do a hipped roof, but the mansard actually looks so much better. I also will realize very soon in this video that I've forgotten to put the roof over the front upstairs veranda, which is probably why that front roof bit looks really good. It doesn't normally. It's normally really tricky and choppy and cutting in and out, but that is because I forgot to cover the upstairs veranda, which is totally fine. I will realize and put a kind of, look, not ideal fix, but a quick fix that I think actually looks all right. And then obviously we're going up to this tower, this conical roof. I can never remember like the proper starting point for these roofs. It frustrates me every time, but hey, that looks quite good. I think from memory, I was pretty impressed with myself. Yeah, spacing on that perfect first time. It looks so good. That shell is coming together really, really well. I've never even got as far as decorating the inside of this house. Honestly, I feel like I've built this shell a million times, and then I think the roof has always just... I could never figure it out properly. And now that I finally figured out, I was like, yes, okay, I can actually kind of... There we go, remembering to... And so what am I doing? Just a flat roof, which I'm just going to kind of decorate a little bit. And you know what? Sometimes it just needs to be that simple. You don't need to make it more complicated than that. I do love the gables on the dormers, though. I have a bit of a thing for dormer windows. I don't know why. You know what we could do? We could eventually put some plants and things up there. And oh, hey, all you Sims 4ers, look at my creator style tool, which you don't have. Sorry, don't mean to rub it in. Look, I've played The Sims 4 maybe, I think I've opened the game like 4 times in my entire life. And done some pretty basic builds, but and I think my issue is that I only own the base game. I don't own any packs. I don't own anything extra because I was like, oh, I don't like this. This is boring. I'm just going to go back to The Sims 3, which, you know, I really should give it a more fair assessment. From some of the stuff I've seen, there's a lot more, you know, with the packs, which unfortunately are super expensive. There's a lot more content and a lot more swatches of content that of the items that I think I would be quite keen to try out and play with. But for now, you know, Sims 3 is still my jam. And then hopefully Life by You becomes my jam as well. I'm so super keen for it. All right, so we're doing the siding. Now the siding I kind of already had in my, like I already had the style saved into my bins because again, I have done this a million times. So with these side pieces, these end pieces, with the I don't know what it's called on the siding, that the blue bits on the siding that go on the corners. I like to do kind of a more is more type approach to decor. So you'll see I'm putting it not only on the corners of the house, but on the corners of every room as well. I don't know that I don't know. I just like the look of it. I think it adds a little bit more detail, especially when there's not a lot that gives a heck of a lot of texture. And I like to have a little bit more color as well. So we're just kind of going around, trying to remember what I've, you know, done 5 seconds ago, which is always a challenge. And obviously on where we've done the constrained floor elevation cheat to get that attached garage, obviously that is going to make the that bit of wall where it cuts up like that, that's going to look a bit funny with any textures, which is again why I don't like to use it too much, because it really limits you in terms of the textures and the siding and stuff that you can put on those walls. So I think you'll see what I end up doing, because I don't like it just being flat. So I have found a masonry to make it look a little bit different, because the siding would just look ridiculous. Like there would be kind of no hiding it. But with a texture that's a bit darker than that, when it's just on those two kind of corners, I'm just going to cover that with foliage. And you know, again, because I'm not super great with the landscaping, you judge me all you want. That's fine. I accept it. I totally accept it. But I think it, you know, it's such a tiny little detail that, yeah, as long as there's, you know, some trees in front of it, so it's not super noticeable, I actually think it's fine. I'm not, you know, a complete perfectionist or anything like that. Okay, here we are. We're looking, we're looking for a tree, and because you know I'm not a nature girly. I'm not a plant person. I don't look at plants in real life, let alone in the Sims. Yeah, we're trying to find something little that is that's gonna cover it, but you know also not be too kind of overwhelming. Right next to a garage. So I think we've gone with these. I think it's a round hedge. Oh no, we ended up with the topiary plant. Quite cute. They all look a bit kind of uniform, but it's kind of nothing we can, well, I've seen people do lots of cool things, but I'm not quite there yet. Add a little bit of dirt underneath and good to go. All right, so just a couple of quick things to finish up and we'll finish up the video. I hope you enjoyed this. As I said, this is my first ever build video, so please leave me lots of nice comments and be gentle. And as I add in this ladder, we'll see you next time.